Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my first trade recap on this YouTube channel. Apart from it's not a trade recap because I didn't take any trades, but I'm going to tell you exactly why I didn't take a trade today, and if I did see a trade, what that would have looked like. So, coming into the day, first of all, as I always do, I wait for the first 15 minutes of New York AM session to open. I wasn't even on the charts. I literally hopped on exactly at 9:45. So, hopped on the charts, took the range. I put my 15-minute orb high and my 15-minute orb low out. So my only real situations were that we break out to the downside or we break out to the upside. Those are my two conditions to start off with. So I waited for price to do either one of these. Price broke out to the downsides. So now I have two conditions. Either we go and come back into the orb and blast all the way through and target the upside, which had, if I can remove that line, which had a 4-hour fair value gap above. So that would have been my target if we were to break through the orb. But standing in our way was this big 15-minute bearish fair value gap. So what it would have had to have done, what price would have had to have done for me to get into a long here, was it would have to inverse this 15-minute right here without hitting this 4-hour, which with price being all the way down here, I don't see it coming all the way up and inversing this 15-minute. I just don't see that happening. So at this point in time, I see price all the way down here. And I put it in the Discord chat and I said, look, I'm only looking for continuation shorts here. So what I was going to be looking for was price to come back up, sweep this 5-minute high, and then we can get a continuation short. That was my scenario. So let's see what happened. Price just decided, let's just keep dumping. Okay, so immediately my thought was, well, this day is pretty much over. Again, the only thing I can see is if we stretch all the way back into the orb and then get a reaction off of that, okay? It could even be from this 5-minute, there was also a 15-minute fair value gap that got created. And with my strategy, right, price can trade into this 15-minute fair value gap. It can trade all the way up into here, but as long as that fair value gap doesn't inverse, we can still get a reaction off of it. So I'm not going to take a trade if price goes up just into here and then gets a reaction out of it. That's not how I trade. I need to see price retrace back into the orb. So my ideal scenario here is price trades back into the orb, doesn't inverse this 15-minute, and then we can get a short to the downside. Eventually, what happens is we do come back into the orb and we tap into this 30-minute fair value gap here. And obviously we don't inverse it because it is massive. Okay, so there's this 30-minute fair value gap. We tap into it. We go back into the orb. I'm thinking, okay, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want to see for shorts to happen. So we go up, hit this 30-minute. We start to see a reaction off of it. But the only way that I was going to get into a trade here is if we got the highest time frame inverse in this whole leg here. Okay. Which was this 10-minute fair value gap right here. This 10-minute bullish fair value gap. I would have to see that get inversed, but also I would have to see this 5-minute fair value gap get inversed as well. Reason being for this is because, say for example, price does inverse this 10-minute fair value gap. one of the rules within my strategy is if we tap into a 5-minute fair value gap, I should either be break even, take profit, or I should not be in the trade. Now, at this point, I don't think there is a world where we come down here, close just below this fair value gap on the 10-minute, and we don't tap into here. That's not going to happen. And even if it does happen, okay, let me show you the horrible risk to reward that I would have. So I'd have my limit order set there. I'd have my stop loss set there. I would be break even at 0.18 risk to reward. The chances of it hitting that and then straight away hitting my break even are huge. So what I would have preferred is if we could inverse that 10-minute right here and inverse this 5-minute here. Now, I would not have placed my limit order here if we got the inverse. I would have waited for a pull back into the 10-minute inverse fair value gap. Targeted a 1 to 2 because I just feel like if price is going to retrace into here, it would probably retrace back here as well. That would be my sort of discretion in this. So yeah, I'd have waited for that scenario to happen, and it looked really good. It looked like it was wanting to happen, but we just continued up. And again, as I said, absolutely zero chance of me taking a long here with this massive bullish, bearish 30-minute fair value gap here. And as you can see, we also open a 30-minute bullish fair value gap. So yeah, neither of them are going to get inversed, and I'm not going to be in any of them trades. So as soon as that 30-minute bullish fair value gap got created, I was off the charts, because for me, there's just absolutely no point in being on the charts, because I'm not going to find anything at all. Now, that was my AM session. That's exactly why I took 0 trades. Now, what I want to talk about is I usually trade PM session as well. I'm not trading PM session today because it is FOMC. Now, if you don't know what FOMC is, at 7 p.m. UK time, so 30 minutes into New York PM session, there is sort of a meeting that's held within the US that moves the market quite a lot. So a lot of people hop onto PM session because, for example, they don't want to be trading that because it's such little volatility, whereas the volatility is much more like New York AM session when FOMC starts. But the issue with trading FOMC with my strategy is my whole strategy is based around the first 15 minutes of market open. The meeting wouldn't have started. FOMC would not have started until 30 minutes into market open. So what would end up happening is my 15-minute orb would be created, and then within the next 15 minutes, it would just become irrelevant because price will just end up flying through it, flying past it. There is just nothing that I would really be able to trade, because price would literally just fly through the orb and just render it completely useless. So it's quite a shame, because I do really want to trade PM session, especially after not taking a trade in AM session. But it's just going to have to be one of them days where I just preserve my capital and don't take any sort of trade, and come back tomorrow and hopefully I can catch a banger or two. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's the reason why I'm not trading PM session today. Let me know how you guys did today. If you won, if you lost, if you got break even, or if you didn't take a trade like myself. I'd love to know why you won, what sort of setup presented itself, because the only one that I can really see is this 5-minute continuation here. But again, for me, the 15-minute orb wasn't even created, so I wasn't even on the charts. So yeah, I wouldn't have taken that. But if any of you guys did, then congratulations. Yeah, but that's it for this. So not really a trade recap. Didn't take any trades. The day recap, the session recap. If you want to see any more of these, let me know. Drop a like, subscribe. It's my first time doing it as well, so if you have any suggestions for how I can make this even better, then please let me know. Follow me on all socials. I'll put them in the description. Join my free Discord community where I put stuff like these videos and do what I do, trade recaps every single day. So if you enjoy this sort of thing, join that, and I can give you advice. I can help you. You can help me as well. If I have any questions, I'll go right to my Discord, and there's a lot of people who are more profitable than me, even more knowledgeable than me. They really help me out with my trading. So yeah, it's great to be inside of that free Discord. And yeah, hope you all have a fantastic day, and I hope you have a great trading day tomorrow as well. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye.